Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna show a concept that I think I kind of connected to in universal knowledge for rapier especially. And there's probably a master's level, technique method for this that I just haven't been taught or otherwise, read about or from various other sources as well. And I'm going to do my best to describe this because it's going to be really hard on this video to show the angles and things. But what I do, I call this maintaining sticky sword. And so fundamentally this is, I've done at least a half, maybe 3/4 full lunge thrust to my opponent, and they make a really nice parry and then thrust back to me, and I don't make the parry nor get out nor make the offhand parry as easily as I otherwise might, because I've really gambled to get that thrust in, and they've done a really good parry thrust counter. And so I call it sticky sword because as I thrust, instead of losing contact with the foe's sword as they parry, I'm going to maintain contact, and through that stickiness of my sword on theirs, I make the easy control off parry as well to their thrust. So let's go and give this a try, see if we can do that. Video. So I just have a short rapier here, and so I would be here and I would be thrusting, right? Okay, and as I thrust, my opponent parries, and then I would retreat back. As I retreat back, I might go to parry with my offhand or my parry dagger, or even with my sword. But because I've really gambled on that forward lunge, and I'll show another angle here in a minute, right? They've made the parry, and then as I try to get out, they either because they're so strong in their fort and their wrist, hand, arm strength, they just control me away as they thrust me. So sticky sword being, I make that lunge, they parry, but then instead of just coming back and trying to release that blade and making a parry, I'm keeping contact, and if they thrust, now because I have contact, it's really easy for me just to push their foible offline in my counter parry. Some of this, I think, is having staying in presence as well, because that sticky sword contact. Well, try to show it from that view as well. So thrust, right? So pretty extended. They make the parry, and then as I back out, I'm maintaining that stickiness. Instead of just releasing it, I maintain that, and then as they thrust and try to overbear my sword, as they gain that, I just easily make that parry. So that's what I'm trying to say on sticky sword is as I thrust, I don't just release their sword from the parry. I maintain that contact, and in that acknowledgement in my brain space, I'm more easily able to control their blade on their counter thrust in that parry thrust action that they've done. And so there you go. So sticky sword, and generally this is more about the committed attack that I'm making, the gamble to the extended range, that's extended lunge measure attack is when that sticky sword really becomes more important, because I'm closer to my opponent than I might otherwise be. Thanks a lot. I hope that helps.